is going to be a crash course on Express, and you're going to make some REST APIs. And it's going to be very simple too. So at first, if you don't have Visual Studio Code and Postman installed, install them first. And after that, let's start. So you go to Visual Studio Code. Oh, I'm sorry. You go to Visual Studio and it starts. And yeah, you open the folder. You can name it Mern, anything you want. So yeah. So Yatin had sent you the very start. I mean, how to begin the project, right? I'm going to use those same steps. So you will also be able to practice that. So first you do npm init to initialize your Node.js project, and you enter. Your entry point can be index.js. It is that by default, but you can change it to app.js, which I'm going to do. I mean, I did, and yeah. So, sorry. Yes, and you see that package.json is made, and this is actually very important for your project. Now you're going to install Express, and this is how you do it. Yeah, and you see in dependencies, this is your Express, right? Oh, sorry. Yeah. So this is your Express module, which you're going to use. Now you make a file app.js, right? And you're going to only write 3 lines over here. In fact, see. So the in Python you import, in JavaScript you require. So const express equal to require express. Now you initialize your app like this, and now you have to listen on a port. So I'm just going to define a port over here. Uh, so right now you don't need to worry about process.env.port. That is something else. Uh, so you will listen on this port, and when it's complete, you will do server running on port this. So these 4 lines actually. Now if you run this application app.js, you see the server is running on port 5000. Now you can go to Google Chrome. Sorry, yeah, that was from my previous. Yeah, so you can see cannot get dash. This means that this endpoint is not defined. So you just have to define that. So for that you can just do dash comma request comma response, and that's it. And you just your response, you can just define your response over here, and you can say okay, this message is, it can be anything. So it can be get endpoint, that's it. And when you save it, yeah, so before that Nodeman is used so that whenever you want to save so you as a developer you want to save your application again and again, right? So you don't want to run node app.js again and again. So for that Nodeman is used. So to for you to use that, I guess you have to install it like this probably. I'm not sure. This might work, and if this is not, you can just Google it. I'll run it like this. Yeah, so you can see the server is running on port 5000. Now if I go and reload this, you see my message over here, which is defined at this endpoint, right? So when it comes to CRUD, you know what CRUD means: create, read, update, and delete. For that you have get, Sorry, create you have post, for read you have get, update, put, and delete. Yeah. So the same way that I defined this endpoint app.get slash right. So this is basically how you can make your other APIs. Um, this is not the exact format uh, in which we define our routes, but since this is just the introduction and I wanted to understand the concepts, this is what I'm going to use right now. So you can also define another endpoint, like it can be slash me, and it is a request comma response, and over here my response is just going to be okay, message. No, not message. So my name, let's say Karthik, and my age 21, my my company, which is Hyperverge. Yeah. Mm, yeah. So if I go to this endpoint now, slash me, you'll see this name, age, and company, Hyperverse. See? So this is my another get, which is my read endpoint. Actually, get. Uh, Now what you can also try is so uh, should I also you can use node fetch too. Um, okay, let's just skip this one now since this is very basic. I was thinking of doing that, but so now let's focus on post request. So yeah, and this is going to be dash details. Okay, this is my another endpoint details, and this is a post request. Right now, in this post request, I want to send a body. Right, so I can do this one thing. So to get that body, you have to use a middleware. You can so middleware. I think you will have to read up on that. You can just watch a small video on that. So you will do app.use express.json. This is the body parser middleware. I mean, to parse the body of the request. You will know what is happening in a while. Just because of this. So in my request, I want to send details, right? So it can be anything. So color, comma, um, it's an item, so say shape and price. I'm sending this in my request.body. So what I've done over here is that I've destructured this color, shape, and price from my request's body. Right. So I'll be sending JSON in this. Yeah. So uh, I'll surround this by try and catch. Error console log error. At this point, we can just do. Let's just yeah. Um, and I'll do return. I don't need to return this one. JSON message uh, error. Yeah. So why surround by try catch? This is basically exception handling. So it is often a good idea to surround the code which might fail with try and catch. So not exactly necessary because at some part of the code you might want to throw a different error, but that is not something that you will be focusing on right now. So this is very simple code that you're gonna write, and in your response you can directly do response.json. Um, you can do color and shape. You're just sending this right now. So this is basically your post request. So why not this in your get request? Why not that? Because first of all, get is not meant for that, and second, I don't think get allows you to send a request body. Yeah. So this is where you will be using your Postman. This is going to open. Uh, yeah. So okay, it's taking some time. Yeah. So you click on here, click over here. You change the request type to post. You know that your port is running on 5000, and you change this to details. This is the name of the. This is your endpoint basically, right? And in your body, you are going to send. It has to be JSON. So we were yeah, color. Red can be red, and your shape can be square, and your price can be 0. Okay, so you send this, and now you will see in okay. So there's some error. Invalid status code. Red. Okay, there's an issue over here. What seems to be the problem? It's not. Yeah, in the console it is showing. Uh, okay, I'll just remove this for a while. JSON. Yeah. So this was the problem. Now if I send it, okay, it's not running. Uh, what? Yeah, this. You see, this is the response over here. Now, when it comes to logic, right? So I can say, uh, I'm destructuring my color, shape, and price from my request body. Okay. Now I can say, okay, what if my price is 0? This is just logic. I mean, this is just something to practice. So if my price is equal to 0, then I want uh, to return message. Uh, this is free, right? So now this code will run. You won't get this response. You will get this. And if you see, yeah. And if the price is 1, then you'll get the color and the shape. Okay, now what happens if I don't do this return over here? Let's see what happens now. Okay, this you decline. Okay, but so this should not have. Why did this happen? Okay, let's just ignore that for now. So my point is that whenever this happens, you have to if price equal to 0. Yeah. So this machine. Yeah. Anyway, so if price is equal to 0, then this is what you have to add this return statement. Don't forget that, because this is your response and this is your final response that you're gonna send. So this is an example of a post request.